Hi, my name's Eon. I am an academic tutor at Magic. Magic stands for Miami Animation Gaming International Complex at Miami-Dade. If you are interested in learning more information about Magic, please check the description box below. I will be making a series of tutorial videos for Magic. Alright, let's get started. Okay, start by clicking on the latest version of Unity. If you want to make a new project, you click here. If you want to add a previous project, you click here. Learn about update and fix update and how to find Unity scripting API. Alright, I attach test script A to the cube and you click on the dots and you can enter the script to edit it. And when the script is created, when it's formed, it comes with void start, void update. So we'll start with void start. So voice start is like you can put in the line of code that will like start as soon as you hit play on inspector, as soon as the game begins. All right, let's give that a try. Okay, we're using the debug log to test this. But there's another start, like another thing, another void that like start before start, and that's awaken. So let's you lose void to you use awakens to, I will say, to like change the position or change a variable. You want to do it before start, before the game even starts. You like have things that the code that you wanted to start way before they even hit play. So okay, let's test it out. It's compiling. All right, we go to the console. We hit play, and as you can see, they're there. But you're probably wondering what's the difference between start and awake. Well, awake will activate no matter what, but start will only start if the script is turned on. So if I uncheck the script and we hit play, you see that it didn't show up. Let's turn it back on, and it showed up. All right, so the other one is update. So this like every frame. So if you have a line of code, it will execute the code in every frame. But there's another one, and it's called fix update, and that one does it. Mostly you use it for physics because sometimes in the physics it can miss a frame. So this is why you sometimes you use fix update. It uses interval of like a certain time. There's a section that you can check for that. Okay, so update is like every frame. Fix update is a certain amount of frames, a certain number of times it will execute. Yes, right here, the fix update, and that's how many times it will execute. So let's give it a try. Let's pause it. We're seeing that update goes and then fixed it, and then updates. So yeah, because I think because fix update is not like kind of consistent, but fix update is. So that's why you use it. Use that code for just for physics. All right. Unity's API like means application program interface. So basically, the scripting language interface with the game engine that allow you access to the game engine. So that's what we use for Unity. So let's take a look. So you can just Google it and it'll take you to the site. And you click on it. So here's where you'll get the whole library of Unity. So you can access any part of the engine itself to do stuff for you. You can have control over everything in the scene. So like for instance, what if I wanted to I hit a key and something happens to the cube? So usually you just go to the API and try to find the code that you want to use to manipulate the game engine. But you also got to keep in mind you have access to all the Unity library through this part right here, using Unity Engine. All right, let's see. So you want to use the keyboard to press a button to do something to the cube. So I guess we'll write down button, press, and see what we get. Okay, we're getting stuff here. Press for stylus, press for touch, for some, but not exactly what we're looking for. Let me change it. Let's try press button. Mm, Not the UI button, not a fan button would you press with the mouse. It's going by regular buttons. You gotta think about this for a second. You gotta like think in computer terms. Alright, so when someone press a button, that means it's like an input. So let's write input instead and see what we get. Okay, I think we got something here. Input interface. And this is where you'll get information about stuff in Unity in the game engine part. As you can see, it's the whole library of everything, of every options in Unity that you have control over. So this is talking about the input. I think they have their own basic input stuff in there already, but we're not going to use that. We're just using the one just to know for the keyboard. And I have one for mobile devices, the touchpad. But I think it's this one right here. List of all key presses, mouse, and joy. Key code. Okay, let's click on that. And when you click on something, it'll tell you about it, give you information about it, and give you a sample script so you can use. Yeah, yeah, this is what we're looking for. So just letting you know that it's got to be in the update. If input get key down and then you press key code, You do a debug log, and that means it'll show up in Inspector when you press down the key button. So it returns. So it's already built in there, so you don't have to start from scratch. It's already there. All right, let's go back, and you can cut and paste, but you got to make sure that sometimes the samples that is there for samples. So sometimes it might work, it might not work. You might have to change some parts of the code. Okay, let's go back. All right, all right. So if we press space, it should show up on here on the console. So let's hit play. Okay, it works. So there's another way to get to the API. Like I want to know more about these options here. You could just click on the square, and it'll give you information about that particular component and everything about it, the position, the transform, and you can hit to switch to the script, so it'll tell you how to work it using the scripts. So let's take a look. You know, maybe I want to change its position, so I'll you look through these properties and see, then you know what kind of what can you manipulate inside that transform, and you have all the it'll let you know what you can do. All right, let's say we want to change the position. All right, and giving us the code. All right, all right, let's give it a try. All right, so we wanted when it starts, I wanted to make it be up here. So that'll be why. Let's make it 5. Okay, let's see. We can move it ourselves, but we want to use the code to move it for us. All right, we'll put it in start. All right, let's say. So when we hit start, it should be up here. Let's give it a try. Okay. All right. Let's. You know, when we hit space, let's change the scale. So what you will do is we'll go back to the API again. We'll go back and see what we have. Oh, okay, they have scale. So we look at it. So it's telling us for us to change the scale, and it's giving you the information that you need. So you have to say this. All right. So for scale, we just need transform scale, and just change the vector 3. So what is it? We used that earlier, and it gives you information about vector 3. Tell it what it is, and what the function for that is too. So pretty much all, it's already there for us, so you don't have to reinvent the wheels. All right. I think all you have to do is just change it to scale. And you gotta write it the exact same way. Okay. Let's make it three. So when we compile this, when the game starts, so when we hit spacebar, the scale should change. And check out the render method. What we can do there. All right, let's get information about the render mesh, and we click on this. We have to get to the API to see how else we can manipulate in the render mesh, the mesh renderer. Let's check this one out. All right, so this one, for us to activate it, we gotta say renderer enable equals true. But if you say false, it makes it disappear. So let's give that a try. All right, so we're getting an error. So that means we didn't do something right in the script. So we gotta create a variable to hold the rest renderer. You can't just use it on its own like that. So let's give that a try. All right. Okay. If we press the spacebar, it's gonna change the size, and the it's gonna disable the renderer, so we won't see anything. But let's make another press another key so we can bring it back. So let's see. We'll change the key to I think we changed it to A. Instead of false, we'll say true. Alright, save. So let's go back to the code again. So it makes the render 3D object visible if enabled. Okay, so Let's see that in action. Alright, let's hit start. Okay, here's space bar. It seemed it didn't work, so let's go back and see what happened. So we made it public, like, because I don't think it knew which renderer we were talking about. So by making it public, we're gonna tell it which renderer. So we're saying a cube, so we drag it, and since the cube already has the rest renderer on there, it's gonna know which one we're talking about now. All right, so let's hit play. All right, it disappeared, and we just hit A to bring it back. There we go. So as you can see, the API is very powerful. It's pretty much the building block of the Unity. So with that, you can pretty much control any aspects of Unity to make your game and your design. And that's it for today's tutorial. If you enjoy content like this and would like more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you want more information about Magic or want to see more content from Magic social media, check the description box below. See you in the next tutorial.